Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I am your host, Max Kellerhalls, and with me today we have.
Donovan here, back at it again.
And it's Yen.
But today we are talking about Thunderbolts, asterisks. The newest Marvel movie in a long line of Marvel movies. I think this is like the 33rd movie, I think, which is crazy to think about.
That really is crazy to think about.
I mean, we covered like 4 movies and a TV show just for the one Captain America series.
Yeah.
Which you can watch right here. What Thunderbolts is about, it is about a bunch of misfit mercenaries who are all just kind of losers who are all sent on a mission to assassinate a particular other member, and they ultimately realize that they have been duped by Valentina de Fontaine, and they basically decide to work together to go after her and stop her. And just a random guy named Bob kind of tags along.
Yeah, Bob's really there for the ride.
Yeah, he's there for a bit. We'll get more into him later. But that's just the basic plot of the movie. Pretty fun, simple plot, but there's a lot more going on in it. And in my opinion, this is a huge step in the right direction for Marvel when they desperately need it right now.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. I know Donovan's opinion, at least on the last Captain America film. Now, I don't need your opinion on the Captain America film yet, but I kind of want your opinion on just like Marvel movies as a whole and what kind of, I don't want to call it baggage, but what kind of expectations did you have going in for this one?
Well, I knew it was going to be good because I read some reviews on it, and then you told me that you saw the same thing, that people loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, it's going to be at least above average compared to what the last few Marvel projects have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen that many Marvel movies, but this movie made me excited for future projects and for any movies that I missed out on. I've only watched like the Iron Man movies, Shang-Chi, and then the one of the good Avenger movies. I don't remember which one it is, but
okay, cool. So that's where you are at with Marvel movies. You are interested and you want to get more into them. So it is interesting that I did take you to go see this one because, admittedly, a lot of the characters in this film are from other things. The only big like new character in this is Bob. Like, he is not in any other Marvel movie. He's in comics, obviously, but like he is the big new character in this. Like, but I mean, the main character of this movie is Yelena, pretty much. She is like the main focal point of this movie, and I think this movie does a really good job of not holding your hand too much with these characters. You don't really need to have seen all the things that these characters have been in before to enjoy this movie. At least that's what I got out of this. Like, especially with characters like John Walker, a lot of the reason why he is the way he is more explained in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of curious, like, Yen, did you have any moment in the film where you felt lost with certain characters?
I guess don't watch that many Marvel movies. I guess you could say everyone that you saw on screen, and like Bob, because I was trying to understand if like, oh, is he from the comics? Is this his own thing, or what's going on with Bob?
For the most part, Bob, like that characterization of Bob is new for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the character he ends up being is very much a character in the comics. Yeah, I mean, just one of the things that makes this movie so good is the dynamic between all of the characters. I've seen some people online already say that this team has much more of a found family feel than the actual Avengers. Like, I think the Avengers work together better as like friends and coworkers. These guys are like a self-help unit.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I definitely want to join the new Avengers rather than the old group.
I know. Yeah. These guys seem a lot more open to having people in it. No, yeah, I love the dynamic between all these characters. They all, like, at the beginning, they all just, they do not like each other. Especially the women towards John Walker. Because he's just like this big machismo. He's like, I'm the captain of the football team. I've served 2 tours in all war-torn countries you can imagine. They're just like, cool. Who was your favorite member of the Thunderbolts? Just curious.
Honestly, I'm not even sure if I have a favorite character. Just like I could say Bucky, but that's just because he's very recognizable
Mhm.
and metal arm.
If we want to talk about Bucky real quick, we can just say like what I appreciate about this movie is that unlike all the other like Captain America movies where he's the guy who has to be helped and through like his mental turmoil and like he's been brainwashed, he's suffering copious amounts of PTSD, and in this film he actually kind of takes the charge and is like the de facto leader of this team. And there's just moments in this where it's interesting to see Bucky have to help other people through their shit. Yeah, and since you haven't seen most of the other like Captain America stuff, like did you get that vibe from Bucky?
Yeah, like sort of like a, I guess, caring uncle, like caring cool uncle vibe.
Yeah, very. Yeah, that's a
Uh,
good point. Yeah.
like to a certain extent, yeah. I
Mhm.
think Red Guardian had more of that though, but that's like naturally, like he's a dad, so.
Was that your favorite character in the movie?
Oh, dude, all the way. Like Red Guardian was my favorite. Well, okay, I loved all of them, even John Walker, U.S. Agent. Like I even liked him too, but like for me, Red Guardian stole the show. I love that guy.
I thought he would because I was like, he's a big Russian communist Captain America or Captain Communist. What I also appreciate about the Red Guardian in this movie, yes, they do a lot of really fun comedy with him, but when he actually has to be like an emotional character and like be there for Yelena, man, does it work. Like he knows when to be like over dramatic and really hyper and really just enthused, and when to be subtle and caring and just there for someone. Like he does a really good job. And you like especially for again the comedic relief character in the group. Is there anything else you want to say about Red Guardian?
On my end, I'll just save it for specific scenes
Okay.
that
Yeah.
come in later.
Well, I guess my favorite character, the one that really stood out for me, was John Walker, U.S. Agent. I really like what they did with this character in this movie. Me and Donovan, we saw him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we actually get to see him as the Captain America for like what, a week or two?
Like
like
what, 3 episodes?
like 3 episodes of him being actually like Captain America official. Then he kills someone in public on camera and then gets that shit taken away from him. It's neat to see who like someone who is this like burnout Captain America. You know what I mean? It's just disturbing to see someone who looks like Captain America as an assassin. There's something about that that's just so twisted and weird, but it's also very American in a bad way.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, like the really secretive, like covert ops shit.
I have a question about that cover ops stuff. So is that the American government that he's
Yes.
contracted with? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like a company like
Uh,
like it felt very Blackwatery, if you know what that is, like the
yeah,
mercenary company.
yeah. So at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, Valentina recruits him and basically wants him to do various missions for her. That way he could still get paid for doing what he usually does and still wear some kind of suit, even though he can't be Captain America. He took the super soldier serum. So he has augmented strength so that she realizes like you can't just let a person like this not be used. We have to use this in some way. And so Valentina is the head of the CIA and also this other corporation, Ox, I think it is, OXE. So yes, it is a mixture of like the government, but also like military company where he works for them. Logistical stuff out of the way. I just really like the way that like Wyatt Russell, the actor who plays John Walker, plays this character in a way that both makes him such a douchebag but relatable at some points. Like the way he like pushes down a lot of the things he's thinking about is really sad. We find out his wife from Falcon and the Winter Soldier has left him and took his kid. So he's just a broken man. Like I don't even know if he's trying to get them back or if he's just throwing himself into this his work. But I can see it either way, and I think the actor does a great job portraying those different versions of this character. I think there's 3 other Thunderbolts we got to talk about. I guess we could kind of get 2 of them out of the way real quick. Taskmaster obviously had the best character arc in this movie.
Which one is that? Is that the like phasing out one?
Nope. That's the one who dies right away. Spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had the.
I was also very confused about that because she looked familiar, but I was like, who is that?
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I know we're not in spoilers technically, but they did a horrible job keeping this a secret in the trailers because at a point they just stopped marketing her being a member of the team.
Yeah.
Like she's all over the posters and stuff in the corner. Like she's not really a member of this team. On one hand, I'm like, cool. The comic book version of Taskmaster is a cool character, but the version of the MCU just never really worked. So I'm kind of glad that they're just like, no. I don't know. It would have been cool to see her do more in this movie, but yeah. Does anybody have any other things to say about Taskmaster?
I mean, considering how badly they botched Taskmaster, it was the only choice they really had.
Uh-huh. What about you, Yen, since you never knew anything about this character?
Was she exclusive to this movie, or was she in previous installments?
She was the main villain of Black Widow.
Okay, I was gonna say that I think that's where I recognize her from.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the movie, but I watched like clips of it.
Yeah. She was all over the trailers for that movie. Well, the thing is like Taskmaster in the comics is a dude. Like he's a guy. His ability is he can mimic other people's fighting styles and like copy their moveset. So if he sees Black Panther fighting, he will fight like Black Panther. If he sees Captain America fighting, he will fight like Captain America. Hell, he can even do, if he sees Spider-Man swing, he can mimic the swing. He just can't. Yeah.
Imagine if Chameleon had that. Like from that one
Craven?
terrible movie.
Craven?
Yeah, from Craven.
Oh my god.
It's Craven time, fellas.
Oh no. Yeah, but in the movie, they still do that in the Black Widow movie a little bit. But honestly, like in this movie, they're just like, she's here and then she's dead. In the most unceremonious way possible. Just a shot to the head and then just move on. They even burn her body to make sure that she is dead.
Yeah.
I guess we can move on to the other, like the next Thunderbolt, who I think is important, but like, I don't know. I wish they gave her more, which was Ghost. I think her characterization is way better in this movie than it was in the movie that she was previously in, where she can actually like explore the whole Black Ops assassin version of herself here. Whereas in that past movie, she just came across as this like weird feral child who's always in pain. Like it just, I don't know. I like this version better.
Yeah, I don't remember the Ant-Man version like at all, to be honest.
She was probably the most forgettable villain.
You know, you are completely correct. And I know that is true because I forgot everything about her except for power.
Yeah. The one thing that she adds to this movie is that she has the most unique power set of all the Thunderbolts. Minus Bob, but still.
Literally.
But she actually has some powers that are fun to actually do stuff with, even though, like, most of the villains just have stuff to be like, nope, you can't do that. Yen, what did you think about Ghost?
All right, I liked her. I like that she seemed to be a little bit more of a team player than some of the members, like Mr. U.S. Agent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I guess they all are kind of a little bit scummy in that way, but she seemed like she'd be easier to handle in terms of personality.
Like she has her shit together?
Yeah, she's not grating like U.S. Agent.
I like how her and Yelena kind of started to bond a little bit more. It felt like the two girls in like an all-guy group. So it's just like they just kind of have to work together because it's like us or no one else. I thought her like dynamic within the team was really fun in that way. But I just wish they gave her something else. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more to work with. Because I think the actress is really good. I just wish like we got to know what's going on inside her head a little bit more. Whereas like we got that idea with every other character in the movie.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
She did not have that much screen time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think then the final one we got to talk about is Yelena, which I think this is the best this character has ever been in any of these movies. Like I really like her in Black Widow and in Hawkeye, but like I love getting to see the depressed version of her more.
Honestly, I would say her character is better in this, mostly because it feels like we actually get to know her in this movie. And well, I think Black Widow was an alright introduction.
I think in Black Widow, what made her character fun is that she acted like a little sister. And it worked well for that movie in that she was like optimistic and having fun. Like She kept wanting to talk about her vest and how many pockets it had. After Black Widow died, that personality in her just kind of like faded away into the one that we get in this movie. Where what I love is that they treat her like her missions as just like a day-to-day job for her. There's a moment in the film where she just breaks down to Red Guardian, where she's like, "Daddy, I'm so alone." That moment made me cry. Like the things that she was saying, like, I get home from work, I drink, I look at my phone, just looking at my phone, waiting for something, and then I just go back to work. Like, I know like her work is like really fantastical. She's a super spy in this world of Marvel, so there's always something going on. But the way they broke it down in such a human way made her such a relatable character, and also like the thesis statement for this movie.
Her experience is like 90% of anyone working blue or white collar job where you're not being paid like $100 every 30 minutes.
I mean, I think the funniest thing is, it's not a joke I made, but the funniest thing I saw on the internet was like DC has the Suicide Squad. This is the Suicidal Squad, where they're all just losers who are just depressed. And again, that is one of the big things about this movie, is that it does go into ideas of depression and self-worth, a little bit of anxiety, and these group of characters work so well for what this movie is trying to talk about. Like, taking all the fantastical elements out of this movie is about a group of people wanting to help someone through their depression and through their struggles. It's very Marvel, like classic Marvel comics thing, where it's like these god level characters and bring him down to this relatable level. Like with Spider-Man, it was always like, yeah, he's a superhero, but he still has to pay rent. And with these characters, it's just that they're all depressed. And I don't know if you guys want to talk more about that, like what you got out of this movie in that regard, but that's what I got out.
Okay, I'm gonna say something I swear I've been holding in for like a week. Actually, no, I told you after I saw the movie. This reminds me a lot of a game called Omori, where it's almost exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm. How so?
The main character's depressed, and he's having a lot of trouble going through it, and so are a lot of the side characters. A tragedy happened, and they're all having trouble going through it. Throughout the story, they all start to come back together and support each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've never played that game, but I do see where you're coming from. But yeah, what about you, Yen? Especially since this is like one of the rare Marvel movies you've seen. What did you think about them tackling this subject matter?
I love the fact that they did that. It's one of the things that I don't like about the other Marvel movies, where there's too much like of this cringy humor, and just taking something serious or a little bit serious, right, and then making a big joke out of it.
Yeah.
Like, can I use the example of Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
Asian dude telling his traumatic backstory, interrupted by beef or vegetable, and then this like 2 to 3 minute skit of like, oh, you don't have that? Okay, we'll have this.
Yeah.
I liked how Thunderbolts didn't have any of that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The jokes are not interfering with the story in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Like, towards the end of the movie, I was worried about one thing I saw in the trailer where it was like a chicken. It's a ridiculous image, but the context behind it is really sad. So I appreciate the movie like blending the line a little bit there, but for the most part, it does take itself very seriously. The humor comes from a place of like wanting to get through the pain or masking pain.
Yeah.
Like there's one line that Bucky has where they just went through their traumatic past, and Yelena is like, how did you guys get through all of it? And Bucky just goes, yeah, you know what? I've had a pretty good life. I'm good. I found that moment so funny because if you know that character and what he's been through, just for him to just kind of like joke about it, be like, I've had a pretty good life. I'm good. I think I want to talk more about my favorite element of this movie, more in spoilers. So do you guys want to just do spoilers now?
Yeah.
Seeing as
jump into it.
Yeah, okay.
That's where all the good is.
Oh, yeah. And I think by talking about spoilers, I just want to say Bob is my favorite character in this movie. I haven't related to a character in a Marvel movie like this in a long time.
I had a feeling you would. Like, dude, when I was watching and like I was behind you and all that stuff started happening, I almost wanted to turn to Trevor and be like, I bet you Max right now is relating to this character a whole lot. Dude. And it's just glued to the screen.
I was, man. There was certain lines that Bob had where, towards the beginning, where it's supposed to be a little bit more funny, he'll like pitch an idea, and then he'll just kind of go like, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry, that kind of sucked. You guys could just leave me. I'll go back into the furnace." Like that was really funny, but also like it got you to know what this character is about. Like he's self-deprecating. He's very unsure about himself, really timid, quite shy. And towards like the end of the movie, when they really get into like what's up with this character, man, it is just heartbreaking. And I guess since we're in spoilers, we could say who he really is. He's Sentry. What did you guys think of him being this big, powerful character? Did you guys know anything about Sentry going in?
No, I don't. I still don't know who Sentry is.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, same here. I have no idea.
So I guess what I can do, like a quick TLDR about Sentry from the comics. He is this character who was introduced like early 2000s. And the whole gimmick with him is that he was this character who was apparently always there, but everybody just forgot about him. And because people got their minds wiped and all that shit. And he has just been like trying to lay low, make sure he doesn't become Sentry again, because if he becomes Sentry again, the Void will also appear. And every good thing that the Sentry does, the Void will return and do equally bad things. But the movie does something that's not as like comic book weird, in that Bob in the movie is a recovering drug addict who went from Florida to Malaysia. That's a stretch, but okay. But and he gets caught up in this program where he gets tested on and becomes Sentry, where Val wants to make her own superhero that she can market and work under her. And like all the test subject failed except for him. But the thing about him is he's bipolar, or he's either bipolar or manically depressed. Took it more as bipolar.
Yeah, I figured it was either some sort of depression or some sort of bipolar.
I'd agree. I'd even throw in a little bit of like schizophrenia, but I'm kind of shit posting with that answer. But I mostly got depression and bipolar 1 and 2.
Yeah. And I guess I haven't really talked about this a lot on the channel, but I am bipolar. So I have manic episodes and I have really depressive episodes. And the way they handle both Sentry and the Void hit me really close to home. Like, I think Bob has a line where he says, I have days where I feel invincible, and then days where it's just too much, and it's just like a void. And yeah, that really hit home to me. And I just gotta say, Lewis Pullman, the guy who plays Bob in this movie, nailed it. Fucking nailed it. What did you guys think of his performance?
Oh no, it was great. All the actors are great in this movie.
Yeah, I think he nailed it perfectly. I heard that Steven Yeun was supposed to play Sentry, though. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
It is. So early development, because this movie is directed by the same guy who directed multiple episodes of Beef.
I love that show. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. No, I didn't know that going into this movie, but then when I found that out, I was like, oh shit, I should have told Yen that. But no, because of Beef, the director wanted to get Steven Yeun, but because of the writers and actors strike, schedules had to get pushed around, and Steven Yeun was not able to work on this movie. And he has stated it's not because he doesn't want to do a Marvel movie, it's because of just scheduling issues, and that he would like to return to a Marvel movie. So yeah, Lewis Pullman was brought in, and he already had like this massive pressure on him because it's like Steven Yeun was about to play this character. So now he has to prove why he was casted, and I think he did a fucking great job. He makes each version of himself so unique and different. Like when he's Bob, he's timid. When he's Sentry, he's confident but unsure, which is an interesting way to play it. And then when he's the Void, fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you guys think of the Void? Just curious.
I find the Void to have very interesting powers because it's just legitimately weaponized depression.
Yeah. New York for an hour experienced the biggest depression wave in history.
Oh my god.
The second Great Depression, New York edition.
No. This is now the Great Depression. Literally.
The Greater Depression.
The worst depression.
Since we're bringing this topic up, or this scene, can I mention?
Yes, go on.
I love the part where Red Guardian saves a little girl, and then 2 seconds later she gets vanished.
I
tried not to laugh during that part, dude, because I didn't want to look like an asshole.
Dude, you and me both. Like, at first I was shocked, but then I also was kind of laughing because immediately my shitposting brain went, that's going to become a meme. Out of context, that is way too funny.
It's like, you all please put the clip on, because it was like, you're safe, little girl.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. And I know the movie is supposed to be taking itself seriously, but damn it, that did make me laugh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, the movie is about people with rotten brains. Like, I'm expecting them to be like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when that happened, I was like, this is not permanent. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to kill a little girl.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to, like, they're not actually dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really, like, one thing I do appreciate about this movie, unlike the comic design for the Void is a little too much, in my opinion. Like, it's over-designed. For what it's supposed to be, it looks a little ridiculous. So I like what they did with this movie in that they just made him, like, this light-absorbing black. You still get, like, the silhouette of him, and the only thing you can see is just the whites in his eyes. And the voice that Lewis Pullman gives him, the voice gives off this idea of pressure. Did you guys get that feeling, or am I just talking on my ass?
Like moody and somber?
Yes, there we go. Thank you. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Void, like when you get sent to your, apparently what they're calling shame rooms, is like you just get to relive the worst memories that you had, and they just get replayed over and over and over again in your head, which is very much like depression.
Well, actually, I do have one thing to add. It is kind of creepy the way each shame room was like semi-sentient. So if you tried to break free, it would make sure you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think Yelena has a moment where, like, the memory of her forces her to drink. That kind of got under my nerves because it's, like, literally forcing someone to drink alcohol who is an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like, it did what it was supposed to do and make you feel uncomfortable with that idea.
Yeah, definitely relatable. I mean, I do the same thing of, like, just reliving sad, depressive, cringy events in my head that sort of affect how I act in the here and now with the paranoia and stuff. But yeah, it was cool to see that. I was actually going to say that's the one scene where the Red Guardian, they're all like fighting back, and then it pans to him, and he just very aggressively picks up a tiny little head pillow, rips it, and is like, "Die, evil pillow."
Yeah. Well, yeah, it goes to what Donovan was saying, like the rooms will come alive, and so yeah, he just rips this pillow.
Like, that's probably the one thing that wasn't actively trying to, like, keep them in and, like, hurt them, too.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to feel involved.
Relatable.
Yeah. Earlier in the movie, when the team has to fight Sentry, he kicks all of their asses, no problem. These guys are nothing to him. I think the funniest one was when John Walker goes to punch him with the shield, and he just folds it.
Yeah, taco shield.
Yeah. And another one I liked as well is when, like, Bucky takes off his coat and he's just got the t-shirt on and, like, he goes to, like, punch him. And it's just, like, this really epic music only to be, like, and then just, like, he gets his arm ripped off and then hits him with it.
Well, I was just going to say I got a little bit tense when he, like, force pushed Red Guardian out of the window and, like, held him there and then brought him back.
That was cool. I know in the comics, Sentry has more, like, laser powers. Like, he shoots, like, yellow beams out of his hands. But, like, in the movie, it's more, like, telepathy and, like, shadow stuff.
Yeah. I try to make sense of his powers while watching, and my guess is energy manipulation.
I guess.
Unfortunately, this comes with a massive hole of how the hell is he able to make people have depression?
Maybe your mood energy?
You know what? Let's just say it's emotional energy. Yeah. He can force out all of the darkness in his head and force you to drown into something. I don't know.
But going back to, like, the shame room stuff with that, like, I like that the end of the movie isn't just like a big punch 'em up. Like we got our big like fight with the Sentry and it went horribly, but the real thing that helps them through this is them just being there for each other. And just allowing Bob to just let it all out and just letting him know that they're there for him.
Yeah, that was a beautiful scene.
You can't punch your feelings. You can't like beat them down and harm them and try to make them feel little because that's what they want to make you feel like. But what will help is just having someone there for you or being there for someone else going through something like that. Because at the end of the day, everything that's like quote unquote wrong with them is still wrong with them.
Yeah. It never goes away instantly.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's more outwardly stated with Bob in that when like they manage to control the void, Bob forgets everything.
Oh, yeah.
And they have to help him through it. Like, the first thing that they do is they just don't leave him alone. They just bring him with and make sure that they keep an eye on him and make sure that he's okay. Like, I really like that. I thought that was, like, a really cool way to, like, show that, like, no, this isn't, like, the thing has been solved for good. They have to work through this and keep it in control by being there for each other. I like it. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to add to like the whole ending, that what you thought about it, what you liked, or what you may have not liked?
Probably the most interesting thing about the ending is how the built up antagonist, what is her name, Valentina, she kind of got away with it, and that that hardly happens in the MCU. You know it's real when they get away with it. I can name 3 villains that got away with it. And one of them's Thanos.
Yeah. I also just got to say, I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus's performance in this movie. It is straight up just her character from Veep, and I love it. But Yen, what about you? Did you have anything you want to talk about the ending?
I'd agree with Donovan. But I'd say at the very least, she's on a leash now. As Yelena said, we own you now.
Yeah.
At the end, so her time will come. Let's just say that there's still time for that, or time for redemption if you're that type of person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the movie straight up answers what the asterisks and all the marketing is, and that is, it's that the Thunderbolts are the new Avengers. She tricks them because she was supposed to have Sentry be like this big announcement that she was gonna do, and when she gets all the paparazzi together, she tricks the Thunderbolts on stage, and they're the new Avengers. And I really like this ending. And I love the way the credits like show like the newspaper clippings of like, what the hell? These guys? Yen, what about you? Like for you, since you've only like seen one of the Avengers movies, what did you think about this ending?
Well, I don't have that much of a connection to the original Avengers, but I'll say this, it has me excited for this new team to see what they bring to the table.
Donovan, what about you? It's just, even though in our Captain America video, we technically got it all wrong.
the title of New Avengers didn't hit me at all. I was just like, oh, okay. So for now, they're the New Avengers. I don't think that title's going to last very long, to be honest.
Oh, no. I mean, we want to continue into the credits. The actual end credits scene in this is like the thing that people are talking about. I'm really curious about Yen. What did you think of it? Because again, you don't know as much as me and Donovan know.
Are you talking about the Fantastic Four spaceship?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't really know much about them either. And is this implying that there's been some time travel involved that might kick off like the next big project or like villain?
From what I know about the new Fantastic Four movie is that Fantastic Four takes place in its own universe.
Okay.
So there's no Avengers, there's no Spider-Man, there's no other thing but the Fantastic Four. So they are special to their world. So what this post-credit is implying, that something happens in this new Fantastic Four movie in which those characters are now in the mainline MCU with the Thunderbolts or the new Avengers. So I guess, yes, it's a bit of time travel in that, like, that movie seems to be taking place in this, like, futuristic 60s style universe. And now they're in the modern age of what is pretty much just us.
Yeah.
Donovan, what did you think about the post-credit?
Well, I mean, it's basically what you just said. It tells me these 4 that are supposedly fantastic are going to be very, very important.
Oh, yeah.
My money is that it has something to do with Doctor Doom, though.
I do. Yeah, I think so. Just before we get into Doctor Doom stuff real quick, There's another thing that this post-credit does set up is that apparently Sam Wilson is not happy about this new Avengers team, and he's trying to sue for the name of Avengers. So going into Doomsday, we will get 2 groups of Avengers teams. One led by Sam Wilson and one led by Bucky. Because
interesting.
Yeah, and it's also very much how Infinity War was set up with, like, it took place after Civil War where the teams were split up. So I don't know. I think that's cool. I like what this movie is setting up. I've already made like a video about the cast announcement for Avengers Doomsday, so you can assume who's going to be on whose team. But yeah, like this is all leading to Avengers Doomsday. Yen, do you have anything to say about the Doctor Doom stuff?
Honestly, no, not really. The only thing I know about that character is what you told me from like a few months ago.
Yeah, and Fortnite.
Yeah, that too.
What about you, Donovan? You have any theories you want to just blat out there?
No, because there is no information on anything related to Doom and to this Doctor and all the Doom he brings around.
I mean, he's played by Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, there's that, but like, assuming they're not going to take the mask off, they better not.
I mean, you don't pay someone $80 million to just keep a mask on.
You sure? Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. I choose to stay optimistic because after this movie, I am looking forward to a lot of Marvel stuff now. This is like classic MCU where they just make a really good movie and then 95% of it is a good movie and then 5% is just setup and gets you hyped for the next thing. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to talk about this movie or just say before we end it? Like what you thought or possibly something we didn't get into that you really wanted to talk about?
I'm hoping we see Bob use his powers again.
Like the Bob versus Doctor Doom? Hell yeah.
That would be awesome.
I think a really cool way to get you into the mindset of Doctor Doom is if you put him in a shame room.
That'd be wild.
I know what's going to be in that room.
Just a bunch of reeds.
I hope I don't get demonetized or you get demonetized, so censor me if need be. But when he gets cucked...
Oh, never-ending cucking. There's 2 things they could do with the shame room idea. One, if they really wanted to make it more comic accurate to his origin, you can show his mom like being sent to hell, like because she's a witch. Or what they can do, what could be a really baller move, is if you put Doctor Doom in a shame room and he just straight up says, "I have no shame for what I am about to do," and he just breaks out of it like nothing. That'd be kind of fucking cool.
Honestly, that would be awesome.
Or you could just do both, where he just watches his mom go to hell, and he's just like, "I have no shame. I don't care, and that's what I'm doing. What I'm doing." And he just breaks out of it, no problem. Marvel, you can take my idea, but just give me one. Put us in the movie.
Yes, put us in a movie.
Yes. Yen, you talked earlier about how this movie makes you want to go see the other movies. You want to elaborate more on that? Like, why did this really make you excited to see other things?
It just changed my view on how Marvel is, I guess. Like, I didn't take them too seriously back then, except for maybe like Shang-Chi and Infinity War. But when I would see like other shows or movies, I'd be like, it's cool, but not for me. Or it's like, it's too silly and kind of cringy. I feel like it's the beginning of a new chapter for Marvel.
If I can recommend some stuff to you, and no, this is not a plug for our other videos, I'll just say that right off the bat, but if you want to watch them, you can watch them. I'd highly recommend you do watch the Captain America stuff.
Yes, I also recommend you watch the Captain America stuff.
Like all of it? Like all the movies?
I would have to say yes, only because that first movie, it's a bit sillier than the other 2, just because it's a little bit more like cut and dry of like good guys, American, bad guys, Nazi. But what that movie does is it helps you to get an idea of who Captain America is, and then the sequels really push his beliefs in really interesting ways.
So I trust you and Donovan, so I'll definitely look into it when I get Disney Plus.
And with like this movie in particular, Bucky is in those movies, and you really see who Bucky became with the Winter Soldier. So I highly recommend you watch those movies if you really liked this movie.
Well, you guys got me sold.
Yeah. And yes, I will say we did cover these Captain America movies on the channel. So if you do want to go watch those, we have a whole playlist called the Star Spangled Spectacular. Definitely check those out. We had a lot of fun covering those movies, but I really got nothing else to say. I really like this movie. and I can't wait to watch it again. Like, this made me excited for other movies outside of Marvel. Like, I mean, I just recently watched Sinners, and I'm excited for the new Superman movie. Like, I just feel like 2025 is starting to be like a good year for movies. Hell, me and Yen saw Companion. Like, this year's already been really good, so I'm excited for more stuff. And if you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see us cover more movies in the future, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below what you thought of this movie and what you are excited for going forward in Marvel. Do you guys have anything to say before we leave?
I'm good on my end.
Oh, hey,
What?
Sometimes I speak in English and other times I speak in...
It's relatable.
My brain is broken. Hope you have a good day. Bye.